Hey guys, I'm back with another candle review, and this time around it's for the 18-ounce 4-wick Farmstand pumpkin candle from HomeWorx by Slatkin & Co. I did purchase this myself at one of the TJ Maxx Marshall's Home Goods stores for $16.99. The notes on this read pumpkin puree, nutmeg, cinnamon stick, sugared tonka bean. And I actually think the notes on the original basket, the ceramic basket version, when this originally came out as Farmstand pumpkin, the notes on that actually make a little bit more sense or a little bit more descriptive to what I'm smelling. And that one says pumpkin, nutmeg, salted caramel, orange zest, cinnamon stick, and sugared tonka bean. So obviously that one has the addition of the salted caramel as well as the orange zest in there, which I actually do pick up quite a bit. So basically, what does this smell like? This is pretty much like a HomeWorx version of the caramel pumpkin swirl candle from Bath & Body Works, or also known as cinnamon caramel swirl during the holiday time from Bath & Body Works. This is like pretty much their take on that candle. At first, when I was smelling it, I was like, oh yeah, this is a nice pumpkin scent. But then more and more I burn it, I'm like, this isn't really truly a pumpkin scent. This is more like one of those super sweet, like caramel, heavy, fall time, like kind of bakery type fragrance is what this is. And it hit me the more and more I burned it, even though that slightly like burnt roasty fragrance that the caramel pumpkin swirl from BBW does. This like totally does the same thing. So it's pretty much like the HomeWorx take on it. I would say maybe it's a little tad less sweet and cloying as the BBW version, but it's still ever so super sweet fragrance. So what you get is that caramel first and foremost. Oh boy, it's very sweet and caramely. It's actually quite creamy, and it's mixed with kind of like almost like a cinnamon frosting type of note. It kind of like slightly smells like a cinnamon bun, to be completely honest. And the orange zest in there gives it that like slight zing that you come to expect from like the icing or the frosting. A lot of times like cinnamon bun icing or frostings have like an orange zest note in there to give it that sort of bright zing. And this most certainly kind of has that type of like bright zingy like vanilla icing frosting fragrance mixed with like a super ooey gooey caramel fragrance in there. And then it's mixed with those spices. So there is cinnamon in there, so it does have a slight like cinnamon bun type of feel to it. So you definitely get the cinnamon in there, as well as the nutmeg. It has those like kind of cozy baking spices in there that evoke pumpkin spice, but it's not truly like a super like realistic, I guess, farm stand pumpkin would imply more like a gourd type squash type fragrance. It's not really like that. This is like just as pumpkin-y as caramel pumpkin swirl, which is actually called cinnamon caramel swirl during the holiday time. So it's not really truly pumpkin-y. I think just like the imagery and the notes go a long way to make you think this is some type of like realistic natural pumpkin fragrance, but this is just like super sweet, that caramel pumpkin swirl fragrance, which kind of smells like a cinnamon bun. So it's pretty much what it smells like. So super heavy, ooey gooey caramel fragrance mixed with like some type of like cinnamon icing frosting fragrance. And then lastly, you get a little bit of those like cinnamon spices mixed with the nutmeg. And that's pretty much what this smells like. If you like caramel pumpkin swirl or cinnamon caramel swirl from BBW, this is basically HomeWorx's take on it. Once again, maybe a little less sweet or cloying, but still oh so sweet. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. It does get a slight bit of that sort of burnt oily fragrance that a lot of these type of like fall fragrances do, kind of like the spiced white pumpkin that kind of smells like pumpkin pecan waffles. They tend to get like this sort of like burnt oily fragrance to it. This one's it like kind of pops up here and there. Like the first burn was like super smooth and just pure and no burntness, but then on the second burns and after that it kind of pops in and out, but you have to kind of like really be hovering over it to smell that like really burnt fragrance, but it does sometimes pop its head, so just keep that in mind. So that's pretty much it for the fragrance on this one. The performance on this one has been quite all right. It doesn't suck quite as much as some of the other candles. Obviously, you have to trim them. If you don't trim them, yeah, they're gonna soot. But otherwise, it's been fine for the most part. It kind of had like a slower burn, honestly, the very first few burns, where there's a little bit of hang up on the sides, and it takes a while to actually get like a super clean, deep, even wax pull. But it still eventually catches up, and it's fine. Otherwise, honestly, rather take that than the super soot monsters that we typically get from HomeWorx. So we're good to go there. As for the throw, it seems to be like the BBW dupe fragrances tend to throw very well, I guess because they're just like existing already tested, time-tested fragrances that are out there. I don't know if they use the same exact fragrance oil. I'm not trying to say that, but it's just like those type of fragrances, like they have like heavy fragrances that BBW is kind of known for. So it kind of just translates into this as well, that the throw is totally adequate. It's one of the stronger ones. Like you can smell it immediately, a good like 7.5, like medium plus into the strong range. So yeah, I'm happy when I can actually smell a HomeWorx candle. So you can actually smell this one. So we're good to go there. Overall, it's still a pleasant fragrance. It's kind of basic, and under normal circumstances, would I buy caramel pumpkin swirl, cinnamon caramel swirl? No, because like I've had that from BBW. The first year it came out, and I just never had any kind of like desire to burn it again. But like it's here, and I'm enjoying it, and it's still like a nice, awesome, basic, like very sweet caramel cinnamon fall fragrance that evokes very much like fall vibes. So I can't really knock it for that. It's still a very pleasant fragrance. But I guess I don't know. I guess I was just expecting something that was more natural and more squashy or gourd-like. It's not really at all like that. It's just a super sweet, just like over the top, decadent, like bakery caramel cinnamon spice fragrance. So that's pretty much what you're getting with this one. It's not bad, but if you want like a slightly less cloying version of that BBW one, try it out. It's actually not that bad, honestly. But it's just, don't expect something super new, unique, or groundbreaking, or something super rustic and natural, because it's totally not that. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you tried this one down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.